In the heart of New York City, just before Christmas, Karoline Leavitt steps into a midtown Starbucks. She's not there for coffee, but to deliver a truth the city wasn't ready for. As reporters crowd around, Karoline sets down a folder marked "Economic Suicide" and looks into the cameras with calm resolve. This isn't about coffee, she declares. It's about betrayal. Just 24 hours earlier, socialist mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani had called for a full boycott of Starbucks, one of New York's largest employers and tax contributors. A corporation that pays $80 million in taxes annually, money that funds the very social programs Mamdani campaigned on. Karoline's voice is unwavering. You promised free childcare, free buses, free everything. But now, you're strangling the businesses that make those promises possible. That's not leadership. That's collapse. Her words hit like a spark, and within hours, her statement goes viral with over 10 million views. But Karoline doesn't just talk. She has proof, and New York is about to see it. On November 13th, as Starbucks prepared for its highest-grossing day of the year, Mamdani tweeted, "While workers are on strike, I will not be buying Starbucks, and I'm asking you to join us. No contract, no coffee." His call for solidarity with striking workers sends shockwaves through the city's economic engine. Karoline saw the contradiction immediately. Mamdani's socialist agenda, free buses, universal childcare, city-run grocery stores, was all funded by corporate taxes. Starbucks alone brought in $70 to $80 million in taxes annually, money that paid for Mamdani's promises. Behind the scenes, Karoline's team gathered data and traced economic dependencies. What they found was staggering. Over 4,500 jobs were directly tied to Starbucks in New York City. And if stores began closing, the projected ripple effect could cost the city $250 million in lost revenue. Karoline wasn't just confronting a political stunt. She was exposing an economic sabotage. 2 days later, Karoline stands outside City Hall with the facts in hand. "You can't fund utopia by burning down the banks," she says. "And you can't scream, 'no coffee,' when you're budgeting with coffee taxes." She flips to Mamdani's fiscal plan, showing how his entire agenda relied on corporate taxes. Without those businesses, the city would bleed. The media backlash is swift. Mamdani's allies accuse Karoline of siding with corporations, but Karoline holds her ground, showing how every dollar Starbucks paid kept local services afloat. Then, she drops the bombshell. A leaked briefing reveals Mamdani had met with tech executives asking for private funding to cover his budget shortfall. 48 hours after Karoline's press conference, Starbucks releases a statement. "We remain committed to serving New York. But if political leaders jeopardize public-private cooperation, we will act in the best interest of our partners, customers, and long-term stability." Behind the scenes, city officials are in panic mode. Meanwhile, Karoline's just warming up. Karoline's office releases a memo showing the warning that 5,000 jobs could be lost if Starbucks closed. Mamdani responds with more inflammatory rhetoric, calling Starbucks a corporate parasite. But Karoline doesn't flinch. She hits back with proof, releasing a budget forecast showing a $1.4 billion shortfall. Soon, city officials begin questioning Mamdani's approach. The tide is turning. Karoline visits a Starbucks in Harlem that had just closed. She sits with a laid-off single mother, and the video of their conversation goes viral. It's not just about coffee anymore. It's about real people, real jobs, and the fallout from ideological decisions. The backlash intensifies. Karoline's numbers are now undeniable. Major financial institutions start distancing themselves from Mamdani's administration. Starbucks announces more closures, and the city's fiscal problems become too large to ignore. Karoline doesn't stop to celebrate. She's already drafting a new bill, the Economic Responsibility Pledge, calling for accountability from elected officials who attack businesses without understanding the consequences. Her focus is on reform, on dignity, and on growth rooted in realism, not slogans. As Karoline's influence grows, her stand becomes more than just a political statement. It's a movement. Cities across the nation begin asking, what would Karoline do? It's not just about New York anymore. It's about every city watching, learning from the consequences of ideological overreach. Karoline's calm, data-driven approach has turned into a reckoning. As her story spreads, the lesson is clear. It's not about promises. It's about economic truth. If you want to hear more stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This is New Flame Stories, where truth burns brighter than the lies. Stay tuned, and see you in the next one.